Paul, you know why cybersecurity people like their job? They like what's new and cool. So I'm going to ask you, what's new and cool? What is the next generation of threats? And I got to assume it's attached to AI.
So the AI does play a role in what's taking place in the market today. We do see that in our latest malware report we just put out that the increase in phishing emails is obviously gone up. We're also seeing too that the threat actors are getting smarter. They are doing more planning. So one of the things we're seeing is we're seeing a lot more reconnaissance taking place. Mm-hmm. We're seeing them look ahead of time at what the type of things your company's running, the type of services you use. They're doing a lot of surveillance to understand what cloud services you're using and being able to find those places that they might be able to leverage to get into your company.
Probably basic open source intelligence too. They may not even need to dig that deep.
There is a lot of open source stuff out there on every company, and it's really important for companies to understand what's out there about them, right? And know that it could be used against them.
Whenever you hear that classic line of like, well, I don't know how I care if they had that information about me. I got nothing to hide. It's the stuff that's your legitimate stuff that's used against you.
The attackers will use any little thing that they can. So a really good example was with our new product cyDNA, which is our global adversary signals product. We actually saw a director of HR directly targeted by a threat actor because of a document he DocuSigned. So then we saw an attacker actually use that information to target him specifically at a company trying to access his information. So again, it's a really great example of you don't necessarily think you're giving something away, but you are.
Knowing what you have publicly exposed that you think is innocuous, is there a way to sort of, I don't know, audit that?
So I think we can ask our employees to do the best they can with that. Look at what you have on LinkedIn, on Facebook. It's really important to know what you're sharing and when you're sharing it and who it's shared with. Mm-hmm. Even though we think things may be private, they don't always stay private.
Is there anything else we're missing here?
So I think one of the things that we saw a need for in the marketplace was the ability to see beyond our borders. So with that, at RSA, we're talking about our cyDNA product, which is allowing us to see beyond the walls. We're seeing that cyber horizon. We're able to give people in companies warnings of imminent attack or reconnaissance taking place. So what we do is we ask the company to define what we call their covered space. What do you want protected? So when we start talking to them, they tell us, oh, here's our ASN, here's our CIDR blocks for our company. And then we'll ask them questions like, well, do you put anything up in content delivery networks? And when you start asking those questions, they start to realize that their covered space is really beyond just what they know it is. It's the content they have in a CDN, it's the workloads they have in the cloud space. So we really help them understand that, and then we give them the visibility of what are attackers doing to them. Are they doing reconnaissance on them? Are there active attacks against them? What's the attack pattern we're seeing? What we're able to do is say, here are the attackers we're seeing coming to you, and here's the type of attacks we're seeing, and they're trying to use these exploits against you. So we can actually help them prioritize what patches to put first and to know where they're potentially exposed. It's not attack surface management. It's really more looking at the real signals that are taking place.
It's more, real-time behavior that's going on.
That's right. We're telling exactly what's taking place, not what might happen, but what is happening.
Very, very good point. Well, if you want to know what's happening in your environment right now, and you want to know about how next-gen attacks are going to be dealing with your audience, and also getting your audience up to speed quickly when they get onboarded, go check out what they're doing over at OpenText. Here's their address right there.